My name is OKEOGHENE John. I'm from Delta State, and where precisely. I'm Isoko. I come from a family of 5. I'm the last born actually. I live in Festac Town, Lagos State. Well, I love football so much, and I was very good at it. I used to play then, I was in Federal Government College, Warri. I used to play then, I was in Command Secondary School. I was very, very good at sprinting too.
He's more on the quiet side. He has lots of friends.
I met Oke when we were like in JS1 or probably JS2. He was in school house, so he was also a brother like me.
He's an intelligent guy, very, very intelligent, compassionate. At the age of 12, he diagnosed that he was diabetic.
When I had him, I was having it. So he's all in his type 2. When he was in the school, he drank anyhow, the mineral, all the time. That is when he was in Federal, Warri. We have to go and rush him back. That is why we transfer him to Army Command.
I entered into the higher institution, Obafemi Awolowo University, where I was studying elect engineering. Before this started, diabetic foot, and started from my biggest toe on my right leg.
It was just like a dot on his toe. When I saw it, I was like, yeah, there's no problem now, I'll go back to school. He went back. He went to write his exams. Then the leg started swelling.
There was some liquid stuff coming out from the biggest toe there, that's in between the biggest toe and the next one. And before I knew it, my leg started swelling, and there was a pus region on top.
So my in-law is a doctor, so we called him. He was like, this is diabetic foot. We started treating him at home, but it got worse. So he was like, we had to go to the hospital.
I was in 2 general hospitals anyway, Bagada and Ikeja General Hospital, and I did a second surgery. I did the first surgery. I had to amputate the biggest toe at Bagada, at Ikeja General Hospital. Then the smallest toe was at Bagada, which they did, and they didn't quite do well because they cut a major nerve under my leg.
The surgeon came back and was like, I don't think the amputation of the last toe will be enough, that they have to amputate the whole legs. I was like, no, it's not possible. He's so young. This is Nigeria. How do you expect him to live and everything like that? I said, no.
Someone still alive and maggots coming out from his leg and all that. It was really, it was scary kind of, and you know, there was just confusion in the family.
Initially, I cry and cry and cry all the time when I see his legs, but I got used to it. I'm into business. I do beddings and I do curtains. But when this problem started, I had to leave everything because I was the one around, so I had to follow him everywhere and make sure some things were put in place for him, for his treatment. So I left my business.
Next 2 days is going to make it 6 years precisely that this diabetic foot started.
This problem, well, to some people, it's like when you have such a problem, it weighs them down. But in his own case, he took it lightly, not lightly, but he was able to kind of accept it after a while. And when people see him, they don't even know anything is wrong.
My sole and my 5 toes decayed and was falling off. It was smelling. There were flies everywhere. It was smelling so much.
My friend called me and said they went to see Oke in Festac, and that Oke had some issues based on his health.
His friends came together and they were like, they need to raise money for him to take care of himself and take care of the treatment and all that. Then some of them decided to put it on the internet.
There were so many delay because we know his situation. He can't move to the hospital. He can't do a lot of things. So we decided to say, okay, let's go out to the blog. So my friend, he posted, send the details of OKE's situation and the account number to Linda KG. Before we knew what was happening, everybody was talking about it, everybody was tweeting about it, everybody was Facebooking about it, everybody was just sharing it on their blog. People set up an e-payment channels for him.
Nigerians have been able to contribute for OKE's surgery, 2.5 million naira.
I know we've spent a lot. If I say it's over 2-3 million, I'm not wrong, because we really spent a lot.
It was told that the surgery should take place in January, end of January. They said that it was really getting serious by the consultant he was seeing here in Lagos, Mikio. And then this was already in February, and we were like, okay, so we're already behind schedule.
Why we want to go for surgery is that he was not putting the leg on the floor. I don't know how to explain it. The growth was not like normal, bent kind of his bones. I don't know how to explain it. So they have to operate on it so that he can put his feet on the ground.
I placed an intention. I said, this is what I want. Okay, somebody must hear. Somebody heard. I was still at home waiting. Finally, my phone rang and the governor called me, which was just amazing. I was shocked. I was screaming. I was crying, jumping out of my head. I was like, I can't believe that a governor of the state will call me.
But it was like we're shooting the movie, and it was great.
The governor actually saw the blog we posted, which was just amazing.
It was a sudden thing, just came up like that. And the governor was so interested in his case and said he was going to take care of everything.
Told me the doctors would be coming to take me to the hospital to where they will prepare me for my flights and my surgery and all that.
In fact, I was just screaming that day, he told me. I was just shouting all over the place.
I can't express my joy that, finally going to do the surgery that I've been praying for, because I know what I've been going through, moving with clutches and everything.
Finally, we're going for the treatment of my brother, OKEOGHENE.
We're about leaving to the airport for his traveling.
I pray and I believe that by the time we're coming back, he'll be walking with his 2 feet.
On my way to the airport right now, going to India for my surgery.
I just want to say thank you to Nigerians, because without a lot of people, today we wouldn't have seen today.
I want to thank Dr. Uduaga for all his support towards my brother. All he has done, that the Almighty God will continue to bless him and grant him his heart desires.
Stand by for mode 1 Charlie.
I am on my way to board my flight to India. Thank you so much for everything. God bless you all.